Welcome into Key Factors, presented by theraceguide.com.au, where we're having a look at the card at Royal Randwick this weekend. Hopefully a lot of winners coming your way. We've got our charity multi later, of course, our $100 hot seat. And Mike, under pressure again this week, mate. It's winter racing. How have you handled yet another week of winter racing,
You
mate?
know how I'm handling it, mate. I'm boxing with the bias this week. The less said about Warwick Farm, the better on Wednesday.
Yeah,
I'm not
wow.
sure what that was. Complete strip out for me. Hopefully at Randwick on Saturday it'll be slightly better. I'm not sure.
Yep.
But enough about the analyst whinging, mate. What are you making all the bias this winter?
Oh, mate, yeah, thanks for asking. Mate, well, I think you can go back 3 weeks and say near rails bias, near rails bias, near rails bias. We could get a little bit of that on Saturday. Is that all right?
Maybe I've got it wrong. Maybe you're keeping it too simple.
Easy, mate.
But at least the weather today is slightly better, mate.
Well, that is true. It was about 20 degrees there today as we were coming to the show. And, of course, Friday, hopefully maybe a little bit of rain. Another nice day predicted Saturday, so maybe we could get some drying conditions. Let's have a look at the track here, Mike. Look, heavy 9, that's what we're playing with, but how heavy is this heavy?
It's the lesson for the winter, isn't it? Every heavy track is not the same. Just because a horse has handled a heavy track before doesn't mean it'll handle on Saturday. It could be a heavy 8, the sun stays out. It could be a heavy 10, a complete bog if the rain comes. So we've gone with heavy, but there are so many different flavours. Keep watching. And there's the bias that I said.
Yeah.
But Stu could be right as well. It's been near rails and near rails, near rails, near rails the last 3 or 4 meetings. So maybe I'm wrong.
All right, mate. No, we'll go with you for that. You are getting your eye across all this. You've done all the form. You've done the history of the track as well, mate. What about the 9 races this weekend? Some interesting races. Obviously, later in the day, we've got the up-and-coming stakes, but it starts early. Race 1.
Very nervous because of the variable conditions, the variable bias. So the big field in race 8, race 9, maybe we'll leave them out for now. Watch the yard, watch the conditions. We're going 1, 3, 4, 5, 7 smaller fields. All good quality races, especially race 7.
OK, well, let's start, as you said, race number 1, 1,400 metres, benchmark 78, of course, for the fillies and mares. And the Waikato stud proprietor and part owner, Mark Chittick, stood her now late sire in Sacred Falls, saying the favourite here, All Saints Eve, is a very relaxed progeny. Well, that's what we're going to wait and see on the Saturday to see if that's going to be relaxed, because it might need to be $2.30 and favourite resuming. Solid finish to a 3-year-old campaign running on in the Kembla Grange Classic. Dancing Gidget, $4 on the second line, 1-2 on the bounce before struggling last week on the heavy 9. VITESSE, $5.50. Has had a long preparation, but we know this horse tries hard in her races and goes forward here. And FREEHEARTED there, $8. Found her race at Rose Hill last start. But All Saints Eve, Mike, good to see a few of these horses coming back for the spring.
Yeah, he's a good horse, I think. And this race is not a good race, Stu. This is a very weak Saturday 1,400 metre race. Let's start with a trial leading into this preparation. Is she improving? Is she going backwards? This is her second trial. Comes to the outside against some very classy horses, runs on well. Some ticking for getting a good trial on a heavy track. Tick for confirmation as well. She looks like an athletic wet track type. And you look at her breeding, some sires have a slightly better record on wet tracks, but Sacred Falls win strike rate on wet is 18%.
Wow.
On dry track is only 10%. Tick, tick, tick for the bogs.
Yeah, remember Sacred Falls, one of those true mudlarks, and we'll see if the progeny can get through it, Mike. And, of course, we know where this horse got to in the autumn, and that was to the Kembla Grange Classic at Group 3 level. Obviously a big field here. And, well, biggest questions here, Mike, we've got a pretty bunch finished. Ashiago, obviously Shout the Bar was there as well, going on to win the Vinery. But this horse was coming home late and made a pretty good charge.
Very good charge, and a couple of positives again for this race. The rating held up, so it's a bunch finish, but most of those horses near the top of the field here are benchmark 75, benchmark 80, benchmark 85 rated, quality horses, plus the fact it was well supported in the market, plus the fact she's so genuine. She smashes the line every single time she goes to the track. She gets a little bit better, Stu, I think.
All right, well, that's what we're going to have to see at this time of year, those horses that can progress, and that's hopefully where the key factors can help us as we get the day started. Race number 1, very early on the card. Who's got all the form here as we light up the gold mine?
Not much form at all, Stu. FREEHEARTED won last start. That was good, but I think All Saints Eve's form from last preparation was slightly better. OK, so you're saying you're attacking a pretty plain-looking race here. Let's have a look at progression to get this started. Dancing Gidget is the fly in the ointment. Terrible on a heavy track last start, which wasn't surprising. She was pretty bad on a heavy track before that, a couple of preps ago. but she could improve it, is Chris Waller.
All right, so $2.30 favourite, All Saints Eve out in front. What about this distance, Mike?
All fine?
All fine. We'll skip through that one. OK, the first of many, track conditions.
Well, this is the thing.
That's huge.
Yeah, I think there's two main threats on form, Dancing Gidget and Freehearted, but they both don't like the wet.
OK, a few of them like it. I don't know if I've seen a jump like that before at Key Factors. That has gone straight to the front. Is anyone going to catch up here with position in run? We're going to go by that.
She's bred to be a mutter. I think she is a mutter, and I hope she's a mutter, Stu.
OK, well, that was pretty much one huge kicker there for the favourite, All Saints Eve. $2.30 early on, Mike. Look at that. We do not see that too often. What's that? 1, 2, 3, 4 lengths out in front early on.
And both replays were about one horse, so we flagged it early what the tip was going to be. No points for guessing. $2.30 with that margin has to be a bet. This is a terrible race with no good wet track form. VITESSE, OK, maybe. Yep. But All Saints Eve doesn't have to be very good to beat her, I don't think.
All right, so some really good confidence early in the day. Race number 1, just back All Saints Eve. That's the way to start.
Before midday, mate.
Let's get on to race number 3 now. 1100, benchmark 88, under handicap conditions. And, well, a $15 Everest hopeful in Masked Crusader, winning 3 of his 4 starts, comes back for his spring preparation. Very, very short, into $1.55. Of course, the Tornado gelding resuming here. Great trial, toyed with them here prior to a break. And it's not prone to some short prices, Mike. $2.25, $2.45, $1.60, $1.85. We've got VARDA on the second line of betting, $3.30 there. Fit, 3 starts its preparation, all on the wet. What is her ceiling? We've got Spiritual Pursuit, $12, resuming. Chase Nature Strip in the trial, out to Starboy and Single Bullet. But Masked Crusader, Mike, it is the favourite in the race. It is going to start short, but that's where we come in.
Yeah, let's have a look and see how good it was last preparation. Look, the thing about this horse is it's adaptable. It can go forward, it can go back. It's got upside, the roof's the limit, the sky's the limit still, and it's very strong to line. This is the end of last preparation, leading all the way. Did the work at the beginning, did the work at the end. Very, very good. Put a margin on them. How good was the time? Pretty good, actually. Benchmark 90 horses around the same time later in the day. It measures up, and it was so easy, Stu, wasn't it?
Absolutely streeting away, Mike. But $15 Everest, could you take that now?
$1.50 for this Saturday sounds better.
Okay.
Maybe.
All right. Well, let's have a look now. Spiritual Pursuit. Yes, of course, that horse on its outside is Nature Strip. They are absolutely bolting clear of the rest, Mike. But what do we say about this sort of trial? Is it keeping up pace here with a good horse?
This is the thing that worries you slightly about Masked Crusader. This horse has got a lot of speed. And it absolutely loves wet tracks. So what happens if halfway through the race it decides to go 4, 5, 6 lengths clear? It could clearly hang on. It's got some decent form ratings at its best. If the pack splits on Saturday, Masked Crusader could still be the better horse and lose.
OK, so all eyes on the tempo there. What's Collett going to do on Spiritual Pursuit out in the lead? A few questions here for race number 3 on the day. Let's have a look now at all the form, Mike. Obviously, Masked Crusader last prep got through it.
Yeah, flying, top form rated with progression to come.
All right, so key factors, progression, Mike. Who's got that?
There it is, Masked Crusader. Plenty of progression, gold bar for progression as well. Spiritual Pursuit, fresh, can improve. And Starboy, much better second up, I think. OK,
so as we'd expect, a very short price favourite is the one to catch. What about the distance here?
It could be a slight negative. Masked Crusader back to 1,100 metres, but testing ground, strongish tempo. I think he's OK.
OK, but does this favourite like testing ground?
Oh, we don't know yet. Only seen him in trials, so it's a bit of guesswork. I think he's OK. VARDA, lightly framed, should love it. Spiritual Pursuit, definitely a mutter as well.
OK, so it's Masked Crusader still on top from VARDA, Spiritual Pursuit, and position in run. Well, we flagged a few things at the top, but no gold there.
Yeah, small field. You could be right with the bias. I could be right with the bias. Who knows?
All right. Well, we got a $1.55 favourite to weigh up here. Masked Crusader. It's clearly there on the form, Mike. It had a few of the key factors there. It is way out in front. Can there be a boil over in this sort of race? What's the go?
I think maybe. I wanted to pile into him when I first looked at him because he's such a good horse. He's so progressive. Yep. But just the 1,100 metres plus the fact the second and the third favourite are both absolute mutters. Spiritual Pursuit will put the best bet on a Thursday night at the odds.
Yep.
But check the yard. She's first up and he's first up. See which one parades better.
All right, always one for odds here on Key Factors. Let's look at race 1 and 3. But stick around after the break. Plenty more coming your way. Welcome back to Key Factors, presented by theraceguide.com.au. We are having a look at 5 races from Royal Randwick. And the third race we're going to have a look at is race 4 on the card, a benchmark 72 over the 1100 metres for the 3 and the 4-year-olds. And well, Joe Pride, he's always known for his sprinters. He's obviously got Eduardo in great form. He's raising the bar here with TORUN, and coming from Hawkesbury to the big smoke of Randwick is the $3.10 favourite. Beautiful, big and handsome. That's how he described this horse. Bartley on the second line there, $5. Another well-backed on debut for Abdullah. Collett jumps on this week. We've got QUATUM there in behind. Sorry, that was Bartley at $5 there, resuming off a nice trial. Obviously a good second. Went back in the black opal. Gee, that seems a long time ago. We've got Best Stone, $6 there as well. Obviously with some more race experience. Getting in pretty well with the claim here for Tommy Sherry. And then out to $9.50 for WILLOWHEART. Freshens in the market since On the Speed Fresh. But some nice up-and-coming types here, Mike, heading to Randwick.
Definitely. 2 up-and-coming types, 2 first-up wins to look at, starting with TORUN. Hawkesbury form, that is the caveat here. Can you trust it? I'm not sure. But you can trust SP Profile most of the time, and he was heavily backed this time, got to the outside and ran a very, very strong time. The horse that came second was well beaten at Warwick Farm on Wednesday, but completely penned that. It was in the wrong part of a heavily biased track.
All right, interesting. And have a look at Brenton, having a look left, having a look right. He knows he might have found one.
Some jockeys love to have a look. He's one.
Well, let's have a look at one of the other favourites now. Another debut performance, and we're talking about QUATUM here. And for Matty Dunn, this is Jason Collett, and well, left in front here, Mike, and well, finished off well, got the job done. How good was it?
Another debut, another good win. I think it had 8 kilograms more, or about 8 kilograms more than the second horse, and the second horse had the drop, came to the inside after being well backed and just couldn't get it. Quite a different type to TORUN. TORUN's quite an athletic type, sculpted, beautiful, good-looking type. This one's tough, strong, gets on pace. Fights very hard. The trials were good, and that win was pretty good too.
I love it, mate. You've already figured out the profiles of these horses after one start. That's too good, mate. Let's get this race
started. That's my job, mate. That's my job.
All right, well, who's got all the form here, Mike? We've obviously got a bit from the autumn to way up, and obviously these newcomers.
Yeah, we were talking before the show. Best Stone, Bartley. There's not that much between them on form ratings. Very different form lines, but we think they're quite similar.
OK, so a lot of form and a lot of gold. We're going to have to split them up though, Mike. Progression.
There's a couple of big kickers here, starting with Progression. TORUN and QUATUM, very hard to beat with upside. OK, so they're the 2 favourites, and they're the 2 that are kicking out in front here. And another one goes further ahead with distance. Yeah, 1100 metres. He's got stoutness in his pedigree, could definitely improve up in distance. OK, now here's the big question, Mike. Who's going to enjoy these track conditions? Do you think they will? Big question. Bartley, a free-flowing stride, not sure about the wet track. Failed last preparation. Best Stone's already failed on wet Randwick. Destination, quite a robust. I'm not sure he'll like it, and Hulk has failed there before as well. OK, but also a few down the bottom at odds that might handle it, Mike, and well, obviously only 10 in the race, so position in run, not too big a factor. Through to the keeper, 3 races in a row.
All right, well, these 2 favourites have been well out in front after the first or second. Big kickers there, Mike. And, well, look, $3.10 to run. QUATUM on the second line at $5 there. Way back to WILLOWHEART. Which way are we going here? These seem to be 2 really impressive types going forward. I like them both, and I want to bet in this race, but the bookies seem to like them as well. They do. Their first favourite, their second favourite. Can you make the favourite a best bet and the second favourite a value bet? Because that's what I've done. Very hard to beat. It could be a Quinella race. All right, well, we don't usually do it on key factors, mate, but you've done that to run on top. The 2 favourites there in the race. Let's have a look at race 5 now. It's the Premier's Cup Prelude over the 1800 metres. Handicap conditions here, Mike, and it's Tory Joy on top. $2.70. It's been good its last few, and we're obviously got to be looking for any leader bias here. Taikamuchi on the second line of betting, $3.40. 2 good runs. Joined a long way out last start and kept fighting. Now it gets to the 1800 metres, under the 60 kilos. Attention run, $4.20. A big win fresh. A little flat second up. Obviously 7 weeks into this, should be right. And of course, Raheen House, $8.50, resuming no trials, a chairman's winner, Sydney Cup place getter in the autumn. And then out to Big Duke, the old boy, was good out wide in the Grafton Cup. But Tory Joy, Taikamuchi, they're the 2 that are going to be on pace, and they're the 2 at the top of the betting. Yeah, you know their pattern and you know what they're going to be doing on Saturday. So the track pattern on Saturday makes all the difference for these type of horses. Tory Joy, first of all, let's have a look at it. It's just got beaten. I think we backed it at the start. Yeah, we're on this day, mate. Don't you worry. It's the last 2 starts. I think she's been nutted. She's on pace. She's inside. She's got the bias in her favour. She's home. But no, the second horse improves and just. But look, she's tough. She loves a wet track. But like I said before,
she's poison odds unless the pattern is in her favour, which it might not be on Saturday.
Okay, yeah, good point. And what paths of glory, getting past it here? How does that form way out?
No idea. Very mixed form. Could be a progressive stay, but not sure.
Okay. Well, look, let's have a look at Attention Run here, Mike. We're going back to the 13th of June, and obviously this was the day when it weaved through. Got the job done fresh, Mike. 4 starts, 2 wins, so we know it likes it fresh. Form here around Soldier of Love and a much bigger field, but conditions on Saturday.
She used to be so reliable, this mare. Every single start she showed up, but just lately she's been tricky, only racing well fresh. They figured her out now, so they've freshened her up, but she's got a few hoops to jump first. You want to see the yard to make sure she's looking okay. And I don't think off a freshener or a let-up she wants a very, very boggy track, because that might be too testing for her, not quite fit yet.
All right, interesting. Okay, so all eyes on the track, all eyes on the fitness. Let's have a look now, Mike, to get this race started. It's the Premier's Cup Prelude. And the form, well, we've seen a few of these throughout the winter. Yeah,
Tori Joy Takamichi going well. Takamichi was very good at a long sprint home after leading last start. Rahin House, probably the best form. We've just taken him back to his first up level.
Yeah, Takamichi, it's a real tough horse, isn't it? Of course, trained by Gay and Adrian at its home track. What about progression here, Mike?
The freshen up for Attention Run is key. She loves it and she can definitely win again.
Okay, so gold there for Attention Run. And Grey Lion too, also with a nice run last start, Mike, and it gets the tick here for distance.
Yeah, big improvement. You saw it had progression as well. It's just got mixed form on very heavy ground, but it's definitely got class on its day.
Okay, so gold there. Let's have a look. Track conditions here, Mike. A lot of them like it.
Yeah, there's the two. They've done the profiles on the raceguide.com.au. It says mixed form on heavy ground. Takamichi and Grey Lion, they can do something, but they are risky.
Okay, so it's Attention Run out from Tori Joy by a length, and that is the way they finished with no kickers to position and run.
Why are you even asking, Stu? We're done.
We're done. We've had a look at all that. The favourites are around the mark, Mike, and well, it's 1, 2, 3 pretty much, but it's in reverse order, so it's Attention Run on top here. Any speckies in this race? Grey Lion at $13. You've got a few queries there. Takamichi so strong, but Attention Run won it by a length.
Yeah, Attention Run's the one, but don't make your run early. Tori Joy and Takamichi, if there's on-pace bias, I love them. But if she parades well, the track's not too boggy, I think Attention Run can win fresh again.
All right, so the freshen up, all key there for Attention Run. Let's wrap it up now. Race number 7, the up and coming stakes. It's the feature of the day, Group 3 level for the new season 3-year-olds. And obviously the Golden Rose, the main focus for a few of these. North Pacific, $11. Smart Image at $15 and Yardstick, $26 for that race. But it's North Pacific here, heavily supported, $2.25. The money came fresh. Obviously, doubt it relished the heavy, but for the 800k Brazen Bay Colt, we know this is going to be a good horse in the making. Absolutely trouncing them. Smart Image on the second line, $4.20. Love the way this horse, the Smart Missile Colt, smashed them to the line last start. We've got Yardstick on the third line, $5. The Son of Criterion was just that on debut. It was the Yardstick leading them all the way. We've got Bravado at $12, and that's a fair way out. So it's $5 right out to the 12, but North Pacific is the favourite, and we saw why.
Very, very good win. You said you doubt he enjoyed the heavy. Now you're profiling.
Well, I'm questioning, mate.
I don't know. Off of strong tempo here. Look, loses a tiny bit of momentum coming off heels, which is never easy for a young horse to do. Gets to the outside. Now you find out what he's made of. He picks up, he cruises home, and he surges hard. The time was very, very good. Much better than Smart Image. There's form lines that put him 3, 4, 5 lengths over Smart Image as well. He is the real deal. And I think he got through the heavy just fine.
Love it. Well, that's what I like to hear, mate, because they're the questions I like to put on you. And I reckon it's an absolute get on this weekend if it's going to get through that track, and you've just said it will. Let's go. SAUVESTRE, Mike. Why are we showing this replay? It's the Hinchinbrook Colt. They gapped third this day. This is a decent performance, and it's
going to
value.
give the reins to you, mate. You're tipping before the second replay. You're on the favourite. You like it. Look, this is definitely a threat, this horse. It's got a good pedigree as well. It's got some stamina on the dam side. It boxed it. The bias was in its favour, but it was only a steady tempo this day. It reeled off an 11.20 final 200 metres. You got to wild up the way it knuckled down, chased the line. It's a proper racehorse for mine.
Yeah, good replay. That really did rip home. There we go. All right, the up-and-coming stakes, Mike. We have got some classy horses in this, on to bigger and better things. Let's have a look now at all the form. And there it is. This horse, well, it's class.
Smash them. These are no better. Top. Light it up for form.
Okay.
Simple as that.
That is the one they've got to catch. It's $2.25 favourite for a reason. Who can catch up here, Mike? Who's got progression? The 3-year-olds.
Got upside. North Pacific's won a trial since. Smart Image smashing the line. He could progress. Yardstick, look, Waterhouse horses. often at their best first up, but Bravado, he's got upside too.
Okay, still a lot of lengths to make up here though. What about this distance, the 1300?
Yeah, there's 5 here or 4 there that should love the 1300 metres, all hitting the line very hard. Bravado gets a lovely run behind the favourite, SAUVESTRE, like I said, stamina on his damn side as well.
Okay, so a nice kicker there for the favourites. And, well, track conditions here, Mike, they're all relatively young.
Yeah, just not sure about Yardstick free flowing on pace type, but the rest okay.
Okay, and of course, position in run, only Bravado.
Yeah, Bravado, just a sneaky gold bar because he follows North Pacific, which with a short price favourite has to be a plus.
Yeah, all right. Well, it was North Pacific pretty much out of the gates and all the way home there. Another big win for the key factor ratings here, Mike. $2.25. So the punters, well, they're going to have to decide. It's $2. It's might even start even money. Who knows? Smart Image on the second line there, Mike. Can anything jump out of the ground, or have we just got a really nice, classy horse?
There is one, I think. I think North Pacific has got Smart Image and Bravado covered on form lines and ratings, but I think SAUVESTRE could be the one. North Pacific the best bet, and SAUVESTRE the value bet. But I reckon you'll be backing both, because SAUVESTRE's second down is Elegant Fashion, mate.
I
one of
didn't
your
know
favourite
that.
old horses.
Yes, went to Hong Kong. Oh, I love that horse, mate.
I thought you'd like that, mate.
Good findings, mate. I like it how you just pull all that up. Of course, all the ratings is there as well. Well, there's a look at 5 big races this weekend. Plenty more coming after the break. $100 hot seat and, of course, our charity multi. Welcome back to Key Factors, presented by the raceguide.com.au. It's up-and-coming stakes day at Royal Randwick this weekend, and we've had a look at 5 races. But, Mike, we're out there. We've got a nice long lunch on. There's going to be some mates that are waiting on the tips, and they don't want 5 tips, mate. They want all 9 races, so let's go. What do we got?
My toughest customers, the 8 guys, 9 guys around that table will be giving me stick all afternoon, and I'm sorry in advance if we lose. But I reckon we'll be winning before lunch has even started. All Saints Eve is the best bet of the day and wins by 3 in race 1. Nicky Rose, we backed at last start and won $8. Why can't I win again at $3.50? Look, race 3 is very open. Masked Crusader's a bit short, so maybe I'll take Spiritual Pursuit at the value. TORUN at $3.10. Attention Run first up. A Theory $3.90. Races 4, 5, 6. Make sure you watch the yard. North Pacific, very hard to beat. Order again if they're swooping. And Shara Terra, I put him in there, but he doesn't win that much, does he, Stu?
No, doesn't, mate. No. Geez, you've kept it pretty tight in there. Only won at double figures. What's
all
doing?
I can find. I don't know. I don't know what's happening.
All right, well, maybe we could spread it a little bit wider with a $100 hot seat, mate. Where are we going? What is this?
No, I was lost. I had nothing. Race 1, $100 All Saints Eve at $2.30. We're winning before the first round of beers gets served. Actually, knowing these boys, will be the 3rd round of beers, I reckon.
All right, so just throw it all on All Saints Eve and you'll come out in front. That's the play there for the $100 hot seat. Let's have a look at the 2020 charity now. Of course, we're doing it for the Bondi to Berry Ride to Remember for Dementia Australia. We'll start off with a multi. We'll start race 1. Well, you just pretty much said it, mate. It's the best bet. It wins. It's classy. And Sharatera, well, we'll get on this horse for a place. It was running on last start. It loves running a drum. $2.40, so we'll have 20 on that at $5.50. And then let's have a look at this race early in the day as well, Mike. You might be right, straight to the bar. Masked Crusader, well, it's the class, but these 2 horses absolutely love the mud, and I can't see it getting too much better. VARDA and Spiritual Pursuit, so we'll have $20 on that for a box trifecta.
We like those bets. And All Saints Eve, Sharatera plays, we're laughing about it, but he's run a whole 6 of his last 8 starts. Tommy Berry, barrier 3. Might be a great play.
All right, well, everyone's got to head to the raceguide.com.au this week for all your feature horse profiling to see how your horses are going to get through the Randwick conditions this week. And I can't wait to be out there. It's been a few months in the paddock, in the spell, mate. But well, good luck to everyone out there at ATC too. I'm just so thankful that we can actually be back at the track, and I'm looking forward to it. Hope you have a good day and a win on the punt.
Wish me luck on Saturday.